Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning. This is our video presentation to Miss Robitatul Asna. So first, let me introduce myself. My name is Adiyat Alim, as a moderator from Group 3. And our presentation, we have topic, and the topic is child marriage in Indonesia. And let me introduce my team members. The first is Seni as a speaker. The second is Henry as a speaker. The third is Zahra as a speaker. The fourth is Sangaji as a speaker. And the fifth is Tosa as a speaker. And our presentation is divided in 5 sections. Section 1 is definition and law of child marriage in Indonesia by Seni. And the second is the fact by Henry. The third is risk and effect by Zahra. And the fourth, and a few points on Islam by Sangaji, and how to resolve by Tosa. So please, Seni, definition and law of child marriage in Indonesia.
Definition of early marriage. According to World Health Organization, early marriage is a marriage between a partner or one partner who is still categorized as a child or adolescent who is under the age of 19 years. If you are under that age, it is called early marriage. Meanwhile, according to the BKKBN, early marriage is a marriage that takes place at the age below the reproductive age, which is less than 20 years for women and 25 years for men. The People Representative Council, or DPR, ratified the revision of Law No. 1, 1974 on marriage in a plenary session. Deputy Chairman of the DPR Legislative Body, Toto Daryanto, conveyed that the revision of the marriage law has agreed on the minimum age of marriage for men and women to be 19 years. Law No. 1, 1974, Article 4 states that marriage is only permitted if the male has reached the age of 19 years and the female has reached the age of 16 years. Now, with this revision, both men and women have the age limit for marriage to 19 years.
Thank you. Next, to the Henry.
Two factors in the incidence of underage marriage caused by: number 1, internal factors. Internal factors, responsibility of yourself. Number 2, external factor, include number 1, economy factor. Number 2, factor of pregnancy outside of marriage. Number 3, the factor dropping out of school because low level of education. Number 4, biological factor due to mass media and the internet. Number 5, custom and culture factor. Number 6, religious factors. 5 examples of cases of early marriage in Indonesia. Number 1, marriage of sex puji and 7 years old child. Number 2, early marriage of junior high boy school in Jeneponto, South Sulawesi. Number 3, Andini Arlings in wedding in Polaweli, Mandar. Number 4. Marriage of Amanda Savitri in South Sumatra. Number 5. Happy Riyadi and Grandma Rohaya wedding.
Okay, thank you. Next, to the Zahra, risk and effect from child marriage, please.
Okay, next I want to show you about the impact of child marriage. The first point is the positive impact of child marriage. The positive impact is for perpetuate the relationship. Early marriage is carried out in order to perpetuate the relationship that exists between the two, and their relationship status is certain. In addition, to avoid action that are not in accordance with religious and community norms. The next point is negative impact for child marriage. The first aspect is the risk of adolescent or reproductive health and risk of experiencing psychological problems. According to World Health Organization, it is thought that girls aged 10 until 14 years have 5 times the risk of dying during pregnancy of childbirth, while it is twice as high in the 15 until 19-year age group. This is because the child's reproductive organs are not well developed and the pelvis is also not ready for childbirth. The second aspect is the impact for their baby. Babies are born prematurely, have a low birth weight, developmental problems, and risk of experiencing abuse or neglect. The risk of injury, birth, and complication of childbirth that have an impact on death. The third aspect of impact on family relationship to be fostered is domestic violence and difficulty realizing the goal of marriage. Due to the immature level of thinking and the unstable psychological condition, causing uncontrolled emotion that can have an impact on domestic violence. Then, the risk of having a low social and economic level as well as demographic problems. Missing the opportunity to get a higher education. Children who do early marriage tend not to pay attention to their education, which result in narrower opportunities for employment opportunities and vulnerability to poverty. Now, take a look on the image of the child marriage in Indonesia. This is the example of child marriage in Indonesia. And this is a graphic of cases child marriage in Indonesia.
Thank you. And next, Sangaji, viewpoint on Islam.
Islam view of child marriage. In Islamic law, the age eligibility for marriage is the age of ability to act and receive right. The requirements of Akhir and Balik are one of the characteristics of intelligence. Simply, people who have these characteristics are able to take healthy consideration. So, child marriage is allowed accordance with clear provision. The Indonesian Ulama Council or MUI has issued a fatwa on child marriage. According to MUI, in Islamic fiqh literature, there are no explicit provision regarding the age limit for marriage. Now, born the minimum or maximum limits. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala say at Quran Surah An-Nur chapter 24, and marry who are alone among you, and those who are worthy of your male and female servant. According to some ulama, what is meant by proper is biological ability, means having the ability to produce offspring. However, the wisdom of making marriage is to create Sakinah family and in order to get offspring. Based on this consideration, MUI decide that child marriage is basically legal as long as the condition and harmony of marriage have been fulfilled, but the law will be haram if the marriage actually causes harm.
Thank you. The last, how to resolve by Tosa, please.
Preventive of underground marriage. Number 1. Relations who are not married can be give question through education activity in the sense of interesting relation connect about the meaning and role of marriage and the negative effects of marriage at a very young age by doing positive activity. Number 2. Preventive teenagers who are already married to avoid getting pregnant, on the which through education activity for families to interest connote of young families about family life partners. Number 3. Counseling to families in order to eliminate the family habitat of marriage children at young so as to avoid early marriage. Number 4. Conducting out the elimination the culture of young marriage to the community and family so that they are framed in implementing the laws and regulations regarding young marriage, namely giving station to those who pretend this is to improve public health status and the success of family planning program that has been made by the status.
Thank you for our speakers, and I wanna give our conclusion. Cases of child are common in many parts of the world with any backgrounds, become the attention of international community, and a few of the risks involve forced marriage, sexual intercourse at an early age, early pregnancy, and transmit disease infection. And the important things, poverty is not the only important factor in a child marriage. And to solve the problem of the premature marriage is a failure in the protection of a child's right. Therefore, accept that all parties, including partitions, will increase concern in healing premature marriage practices. Okay, so this is our video presentation, and thank you very much.